Hi, Flosstube. Look who it is. Erickson, say hi. Oh, perfect timing because he just jumped. Is there something on me or is there something on my screen? I think a little bit of both. But hi, everybody. Hi, welcome to Flosstube number 21. Yes, this is different. This is not the final product, I promise. Okay, you don't even know who I am. Okay, my name's Noah. There's a glare on my forehead because I don't have the proper lighting set up in here yet because I just moved. So, I think this will be my Flosstube spot. Now, you're in my living room and behind me is a giant blank wall. Like giant, like big. I'm actually about 3 feet off of the wall, maybe even 4 feet with the couch right now. So there's like a huge like alley back there with all of my like cross stitch stuff. And in that is, I mean, I guess I could like pick you up and like, woo, you see the frames? Okay, that kind of made me nauseous just doing it myself instead of looking at it. So I'm gonna put all of my cross stitches, not all of them, but the ones I want to display as like a cross stitch appreciation wall. So that'll come in time. Hanging stuff up has probably been one of the last things I've done with moving in. Tomorrow will be a week since I moved into this new apartment and moved out of my last one. It has been a week. Oh my gosh, this is why people don't move. Like, when I moved into my old apartment, I was leaving a relationship, so I didn't have everything. Like, it was like split, or I just didn't want it, or something like that. So leaving or going into that apartment was so much smoother because there's less stuff. I lived there for 2 years by myself, so I definitely accrued some things. Some things I found, some things I have never found. And you know, it's been an interesting ride. I have a root beer today. I am celebrating with a soda because I'm also house sitting for my mom. She's out of the country right now. And so it's just been a whirlwind of things to do within the past week. So yes, I'm breaking my normal and I'm doing a soda because it's 3 o'clock on a Friday and why not, you know? I don't know if you can hear that. I really hope you can't. So let me tell you a little bit something about today. So why I was talking about a drink is you need to grab something to drink because this is going to be a long-winded one. I have all of this haul in Stitchy Kindness. I have all of my whips right here. Oh, there's my kitchen. Do you like my plants? They're like pictures, but so there's a lot to do and a lot to talk about. So first we're gonna rant, okay? Also I got this Woodstock shirt on and I got these like sweats from Target. And women's sweats are like the most comfortable thing on this planet. Like they secure the bag with the women's pants. But anyways, so this morning I wake up. First off, 2 hours after I should have woken up because, side rant, because we're about to go down a side rant. I have Erickson, who's my cat, and then I have 3 family pets. Earl, Aspen, and Bo. Earl was the one that passed away 2 months ago. And then Bo, 3 weeks ago, as of today. So I always get on virtual stitchers and stuff on Fridays. And like, that's like my night, you know? And so I get a text from my mom at like 5 o'clock in the evening. And she's like, hey, I don't know what you're doing tonight, but you need to come home and say goodbye to Bo. We had just lost Earl, who is the one that I talked about in my last Flosstube. And I was like, it was just so out of the blue. So we've gone through it the past 3 weeks. That first couple of days, nobody knew what would happen. Oh yeah, you're scared of my project bags. That's cool, my cat. And so, oh my God. That's so annoying. Okay, where was I at? 3 weeks ago. So, long story short, he went into ketoacidosis, which is just organ failure. And he was like really, really, really diabetic, like sickly diabetic. He was on IVs for a week and a half. He's on insulin, of course, now. And there's just a lot of just medical care for him now. So it's just very stressing. And I'm not even the one that lives with him full time, like my mom does, and she takes care of him. So really, I'm releasing the burden for her for the next week. But still, it's kind of like, it's just a lot of mental stress because it's like, oh my goodness, you know, he's stable right now, but he's lost like 20 pounds, and like we weren't expecting him to live. But now he's good. But so that's happened since the last time I saw y'all, which was another reason why it was hard to come back to Flosstube, because I'm like going back and forth and I'm doing all of these things with my family. I like to make sure things are in order in case anything were to happen, and just like, you know, just moving in itself was a pain like that. I think I counted it for like 7 days. No, not 7 days, like the Thursday and the Friday before I moved. So it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday is the day I moved, Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Why do they have to talk right outside of my door? So Juneteenth I moved, and then for the next like 4 days, I was like constantly going from like the time I woke up to the time I went to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was getting up at like 7 and going to sleep at like 1, and I'm still not all the way unpacked. I obviously still don't have all of my cross stitch on the wall, and it's been a whirlwind. Like there's so many fine details with moving in, not with like decorating, but in terms of like making sure electric is going there and all of these important things, and that, you know, you get your mail carrier changed over, and then like you're fighting with the mail people because they don't want to accept your credit card, which is another fiasco I dealt with for like a week. And it's so, but I finally got all my mail, so that's why I have stitchy kindness and stuff that I want to share. But side rant over, back to the original rant. So today I have not one. So I woke up 2 hours later than I wanted to this morning to get my day started. So I forewent my run just to do like a yoga later, which I already did my yoga, but that's what I'm like mentally processing. I gotta go take care of the dogs, and my neighbor, haven't seen any of my neighbors, okay? She drags her dresser through our like hallway, because I live in a building. So it's not an enclosed building. Like we have our own enclosed areas, obviously, but the hallway is not enclosed. It's just where like the roof is. Like they have a roof on it. So it echoes badly because it just travels down like the hallway. She's dragging this dresser, y'all, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's taking it to the dump. Just get rid of it. Nope. She's like reconstructing it or something. I don't know. Like refurbishing, that's the term. And so she's tossing the drawers on the ground, and I'm like, girl, it is 8 a.m. 8 a.m. And she's right next to my door because I'm the end unit. So I get like the walkway. I'm on the ground floor, but I get like the walkway and stuff. Like, so when she drags her dresser out there, it's in front of my door. And I'm like, girl, get that away from my door. You have a full-on patio. Do it on your patio. Erickson, stop. He's trying to get up on my whiteboard. And I'm just like, do it on your patio, sis. Isn't it closer too? Because she dragged it all the way down the hallway to do it in the grass. But her patio goes out onto the grass. Girl, my mama always said, common sense ain't for everybody. Anyways, so she does that. And then I'm like, okay, work. She's done. It'll be fine. I come back. It's about noon. I'm doing my yoga, doing a little bit of stitching, thinking about filming a Flosstube. And then I'm literally like done with my lunch, about to turn on the camera like 3 hours ago. And boom. Here come the manicure or the lawn manicure people, the mowers. And, oh, he's about to run through that tunnel. Just do it. He's sitting there going back and forth, just run through the tunnel. Okay, so, so yeah, then they come. Well, of course they gotta weed eat and all this other stuff and blow the leaves and they do a wonderful job. I'm not complaining about them. I was just like, okay, I'll just wait. Now they're out there vacuuming the walkway. Who vacuums concrete? That's what they're doing right now. Not the lawn people, the neighbor. So then, like 20 minutes before I go to go sit down for this one, I'm still ranting by the way. I gotta go sit down 20 minutes for this one. Someone shows up with a U-Haul. Guess who it was? Dresser girl. She moved in the same day I did. Why you got another U-Haul? How much stuff you got, girl? Oh my God, you living in the same size space that I am. And I filled this place up. Actually, I really didn't. I have a lot of empty room. So yeah, let's talk about some happier stuff. I just thought it was funny because I was just like, oh my goodness, the one day I can film, I deal with all these external issues, whatever. So yeah, my apartment, I did a tour on Instagram. I'm not posting that anywhere. I was gonna save it to like the permanent stories that you could do on Instagram, but I don't feel comfortable leaving that up for anybody to see, like the layout of my apartment. I mean, it still saw like 800 people still saw it, but I don't want it to be like saved. Does that make sense? Like on my profile, like I don't want it on my YouTube either. So yeah, let's talk about the apartment. So I live on the ground floor now. I used to live on the top floor. So I went up a flight of stairs at my old apartment. It was around 600-ish square feet over at the old one, and now I'm at just over 900. This floor plan was different when I walked into the one I toured, excuse me. And at the moment, I didn't know that, and I'm like, wait, this is different, this is wrong, you know, I'm like freaking out because it's moving day. I have the U-Haul like outside. I've paid everything. I've gotten stuff shipped here. Like, I'm gonna have to move units because this is not what I wanted. And so I go up to the office, and y'all really stop talking outside my door. She's already like one of the voices that like rumbles. And so it like really echoes right there. I don't have like a good threshold thing right there, so I think that'll help with sound when I get a new one. But anyways, back to the story. So I come in and I go back up to the lease lady, the property manager. And I'm like, girl, because I don't like confrontation like that. I'll be confrontational about a lot of things, but not when it's like a customer service type of person, because I know how that feels. It's just not worth it. Like, it's not her fault, you know? And so I was just trying to explain like what I saw and what I'm receiving. And she's kind of looking at me and she's like, well, it is compliant with, you know, ADA, and it is a handicap accessible apartment. And I was like, oh, like, I don't need that. So do you want me to, because she kind of said it in a way where I was like, I felt guilty for a second that I like took this apartment. And she was like, but we don't have any other properties until like August, which I start teaching in August. So I was like, well, that's not gonna work. Can you get down? He keeps trying to bite my zippers on my project bags. And I'm just like, okay. And she's like, well, you have wider doors, wider walkways, you have the rails in the bathroom, and you have French doors instead of slide. And she's like telling me all these things. And she's like, and you gained like almost 100 square foot like extra than what you would have had. Like higher countertops, higher outlets, like more cable inlets and stuff like that. And I was just like, have a wonderful day. Because I was like, girl, I got an upgrade. Like, the actual appliances and cabinetry and like all this stuff, like were going to be the same regardless if I had another apartment that wasn't handicap accessible. But like the French doors onto the patio, that's a larger patio than the normal patios, and I'm paying the same price for what I would have gotten, which was 100 foot smaller. It's just, I was just like, okay, well, have a wonderful day. I'll drop off the lease thing later. Bye. I was like, yes, queen. Because at first I was, I'll admit, I was very disappointed because I was just like, this isn't what I walked into. This isn't what I expected. I'm already a person that deals with anxiety and struggles with that. So why am I going to sit here and like stress like, I thought I knew what I was walking into. Like, not that I was planning out my apartment, just I knew what room, furniture I wanted to go into. And now my bedroom's a little bit smaller to accommodate for the bathroom and the walk-in closet and stuff. And I was just like, this is a little undesirable. And then I started looking and I was like, girl, you gained 300 square feet. Like you're gonna fit. Like all your stuff is gonna go somewhere. So, and it has, and it's still moving. Like every day I'm like, I don't like that there. Even Erickson, he's 11 pounds. He's 9 months old, 11 pounds. He just struggled to climb up that cat tower. I don't know if you heard him or not. Little big tushy. Big tushy. He don't even fit in the top things anymore. He's doing wonderful with the apartment though. He really is. There's been, at first I was really worried about him. He hung out in the closet until I got done moving stuff, and then he kind of like poked his head out and was fine ever since then. He like runs this place now. He loves the layout of it because he can like take off down the hallway and like do a lap in here and then like run behind the couch and like jump onto the bar. Like it's just ridiculous. But yeah. Okay, so I think I'm gonna hit like the 20-minute mark on the intro, which is like double as long as I'm used to. But I've had a lot to talk about today, and I still have a lot to say. I still have a lot to talk about. But I want to talk about something that's kind of like the elephant in the room. You may be able to look at my channel now and see that there are no floss tubes prior to today. There's just a floss tube live that I just answered some questions. If you want a more detailed, in-depth response to where those went, you can view that. I've had a lot of positive reactions to what I did with my Flosstube videos, but also there have been some pushback. I just want to be very clear. I do Flosstube for fun. That's why I'm here on Friday today rather than on Monday, 2 days after I moved, because it physically wasn't possible. It wasn't even physically possible until today, and even then, we talked about all the weird stuff going on. I could have easily pushed it to tomorrow. I do this for fun. Now, I also do it for the friendships and stuff like that. Like that just is included. But this is not my job. This is not going to affect my job. A lot of people were concerned that I was quitting Flosstube. I am not quitting Flosstube. It's just gonna be a little bit of a reroute. And by the first 18 minutes, you can probably tell I'm the same Noah that I am 20 Flosstubes previously. I also wanna be very, very clear in terms of I only support and talk about people that I am friends with. So, and when I say that, there may be previous videos where I mention people and I don't mention them anymore. Girl, things happen. It's okay. No shade, no tea, nothing. You know what I mean? Like I'm not, if I don't mention them, don't message me and be like, are y'all okay? Because I've gotten that. What are they doing out there? I've gotten that a few times. If I just don't, I feel like I talk about people a lot on the channel, and because they're a part of my life, right? Like I watch Flosstube just the same as y'all. So these people are important to me. So if I mention them, like cool. If I don't, that's cool. I don't know, just wanted to throw that out there. I got like a couple of those within the past week and I was just like, whoa, where is this coming from? I didn't foresee this. But yeah, the past 20 videos have been privatized. Privatized means that I, as the owner of the channel, can go in and lock the video from unseeing eyes. So what it does is it kind of freezes that video. So anything that's happened up until that point, it pauses it. It doesn't delete the upload. I can go in and actually re-upload it as a public video, or I can do it unlisted. Unlisted is one where I can send a link to some friends and they can watch it. Privatized, you can't watch it that way. The upstairs neighbor, I'm sorry. So you cannot find them. I also had a couple. Sometimes I wonder what their layout is because they walk a ton. A ton. I'm like, girl, you ain't got chairs? Anyways. I'm so shady today. Oh my God. Okay. So, what was I saying? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna watch a few videos, probably the first like 5 or 6 I'm not comfortable having up anymore. I might put up the one with Erickson. I just talked about a couple people that I don't feel comfortable sharing their platform anymore or giving them a platform anymore. That being included, yeah. Forget, this is a new era. I gotta watch my tongue. But yeah, it's just, and I ain't talking about any people that we know. I'm talking about the author behind the series with the person that has Do Not Be Named. That series, I don't want to give people like that a platform anymore. Not Voldemort, but the real scary one, who Voldemort was modeled after the author. I don't want to give people like that a platform anymore, just even though I just technically did. So I'm not comfortable with that, and I mentioned it a lot in those first few videos because it was really bothering me. But yeah, so just going forward from here, like, I'll still ramble, I'll still rant, show my stitching, tell you about my life. I'm going on vacation in a few weeks, so where I'm going is going to be like completely off the grid. I'm going up to, actually I won't say where I'm going yet because I'm not comfortable doing that on an online platform anymore. I'll share photos and after I come back, I just don't want to publicly put it out there right now. And so, yeah, I'm going on vacation and it's like off the grid. It's like you get cell service in like this one spot of the town and you have to like drive into town like to get cell service. But it's on the ocean and I'm really excited. I'm going with my family. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So that's in a few weeks. So I don't know when my Flosstube are gonna fall. I may switch over to Sunday kind of here soon because once school starts in August, Mondays are gonna be a terrible day to film a Flosstube after I get home and from teaching. So we may switch over to Sundays. It's just, we're just kind of living, just going with the flow. Okay, so I don't know what I've shown y'all last time. I don't know what I've showed on Instagram. So if I showed it last time or something, I'm sorry. Here's a gentle reminder. I'm not one of the cool floss tubers that put up like the previous photo and then like the current. I'm sorry. I'm not a good editor. I've tried. It's always the exporting for me. It never works. But first things first, I'm the realist. That's Azalea. Let's just do the first whip I see. So, sorry for crinkle. I have 1,000,001 project bags and I still haven't put one in there because I've been moving and I've been lazy. I've been so lazy. The first week I hit it really, really hard. And then I had all the essentials out. So like, I don't need to put the books on the bookshelf, right? This is Lizzie Kate's Seeds of Knowledge, number 6. Now, one of my good friends sent me this. I think I've said her name on Flosstube before, Karen. So I feel comfortable sharing it again. So this is what it'll look like. Seeds of knowledge. Teachers plant seeds of knowledge that will grow forever. And it's a little worm. He's eating the apple. And so I'm gonna hang this up in my classroom. I worked on this, got my notebook. It really doesn't make sense to me why they're vacuuming the patio. Like, what does that do? And you don't have to yell over the vacuum. I don't know if you can hear him yelling. You don't have to yell over the vacuum. You just turn it off and talk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like here to read, to film. I watched All-Star 6 yesterday. Mama, they did a split. I'm so embarrassed. Cut the whole thing. Cut it camera right now. See, that's where I would edit the spit falling out of my mouth, out of the clip, but I'm not good at it. So, yeah, they did like a split premiere. They did like the, thank you. They did like the first 2 episodes. Mom, I was gagged. This season's gonna be so good. I mean, yeah, this is like the 18th version of Drag Race in like a year, but, you know, did you know that they crowned 16 people since Bob the Drag Queen won on season 8? I saw that the other day and went, ugh, that's so much Drag Race. Like all the spin-offs and stuff like that, but oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, back to this. Turns out I didn't write the date down. Love that. Seeds of Knowledge by Lizzie Kate. I worked on the apples, and that day I went to orientation. Oh, so that was like 2 days before my live then. I don't have my poster board because I threw it away when I was moving because it was really badly bent. So everything's just gonna be like free hanging. I'm sorry. This is where I'm at. I'm doing it on 32 count vintage country mocha, Lugana. Right? Is it Lugana or a Jobelin? Yeah, it's a Jobelin. It's a Lugana. we'll get through it together, y'all. So yeah, teachers plant seeds. Oh, these apples are not as bad as I thought they would be. Sorry for the fold. It like sits in the project bag like that, but it'll iron out. I love, actually those colors are pretty much true right here. I did substitutions for a few of them. They called for classic colorworks that they don't carry anymore, I think. Is that what was the tea? What was the tea? They didn't have the ink or the sampler threads when I went to go buy a few of them, and so I think I accidentally got the Weeks Dye Works, and I don't, oh my god, that's so annoying. I don't use the Weeks Dye Works floss. They don't allow my values anymore. So I just did DMC. So yeah. The reason I picked this up is, oh, and all of these needle minders are from Abby Top Knot Stitcher Shop. Love it. And so the reason I picked this up the first time is when I had my, like, I think my teaching interview or something. I can't remember why I picked it up the first time. Oops. But I went and saw my classroom. So for those that are not, you don't know who I am, I will be a first grade teacher. And so the other day I went and saw my classroom, and I was just like, oh my goodness, it's huge. I am very blessed. I'm so sorry. I can't make the joke I want to make from that. But if you know, you know. Again, this is a new era. Look at me getting red. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, it's a very large classroom, and I just got really excited about seeing it and seeing like the paint on the wall because they just repainted it and waxed the floor and made it all pretty. And so, you know, my ideas are like a spinning, but I'm taking June. June is my month. July, I can do all the fun things after my vacation about decorating and dressing and PLs or PDs and all the things. So June is my month. I'm just chilling. So that's why I just picked on that a little bit, and that's where I'm at. So this is why I don't do ice in my drinks, because it condensates way too much. But I feel like with soda I have to, because it breaks up because I don't drink a lot of it. The carbonation is just too much. This is the A&W root beer. You know that slaps. It's so much better than Barks. Or are those the same? No, they're different. Yeah, they're different. Because Barks is the one with the dog, right? No, that's a different one. Right? I don't know. I don't drink soda, sorry. Okay. That's one whip down. My next whip, which is in a Stunalina bag. I can't remember if I could say who gave this to me. I don't know if I talked about it in the last Flosstube. There's cat hair all over it. I'm sorry. Erickson's fault. It's a new apartment, so like I'm still getting used to noises, you know what I mean? Like it's been a week, but I'm still getting used to noises. Isn't this gorgeous? Because representation matters. I don't know who's my favorite. I think probably her, because she's giving me very 70s vibe with the earrings and the beret. Is that a beret? That's what they call them, right? I'm gay, I promise. I don't know what that's called. I think it's a beret. It's a hat. But I also love her because of the fro. And the earrings. I think I'm an earring type of gal. I think that's the thing. Okay, so what do I have in here? Oh! I act like I don't know what's in here. Look at the inside. Stunning. Okay, are y'all ready? Y'all aren't ready. I'm not even ready. I'm physically not ready. I don't have the cover photo up. So, I started a stitch along with one of my good friends, Letitia Beckett, the crafty curator here on Flosstube, who is filming a floss deep stash today, like in her series. I can't remember what it's called right now because I'm blanking, but she goes through all of her like stash bins and stuff, and she has a few already, but she took a couple months off and she did some cleaning yesterday, so she's filming today, and I'm so excited. So she already had this this Heaven and Earth design. It's called Hidden Harbour. I don't even call it Hidden Harbour anymore. I call it the Hidden Harbour Sal, because every time I touch this piece, I just like think of Letitia and I just want to like hold it close, just because she's just a phenomenally amazing person. I can't even get it out of my mouth. That's how like great she is. And so I hit the ground running on this one. Literally and figuratively. It went with me anywhere it could. So on my first Heaven and Earth, you might notice a difference here. I use an easy grid now. I also switched over from 25 count fabric to 28 count fabric. This is a Lugana, it's an even weave. I'm also using Pattern Keeper to keep track of my patterns. That was something I did for both of my Heaven and Earth designs, which you're about to see the other one here in just a moment. That's why I keep referencing it, I'm sorry. But I'm also doing this one 2/1. That's 2 strands of floss over 1 square, so they're 28 stitches every inch, and it gives the full effect of full coverage without doing a full cross stitch. So tent stitch is just going from point A to point B. You don't go to C and D. Does that make sense? A, B, you're done. Now, because it's so teeny tiny and you use 2 strands of floss, it gives the full effect of it being covered up, because you don't have any gaps. You're not making shapes like a Quaker or a sampler or something like that. So it's okay to not make a box, because it's all gonna lay on top of each other like this. Does that make sense? Now, this is what the finished product will look like. I'm so excited. I want to stitch it right now. This is the No Shade to Hade Heaven and Earth designs, but they don't have good cover photos. Like, and if that's what it's going to look like right there, I'm stoked, because I know how much better it's going to turn out in person. Not because I'm stitching it, but because the pattern is charted well. Michelle does a great job at that. Not Michelle Bidney, Sayeda, I think is her name, Sayeda. So I did, let me get out Pattern Keeper so I can give you the actual statistics. So I use a separate cheap tablet, Android tablet, that I got off of Amazon Prime through one of their like deals that they were running. I think I put it on a watch list or something, and the day it was the cheapest I bought it was like $40, and that way I don't have to have a paper. $40 to me is worth a minimum that I have right now of 2 Heaven and Earth design patterns, because this pattern, this Hidden Harbour style, has 135,150 stitches in it. Let me grab something really quick. Let me grab something. You're gonna see me walk. You're gonna see me walk. Walk. Okay. My Lion King cross stitch right here. This is such a subtle flex. I'm so sorry to be like this. My Lion King from the Disney Kincaid Thomas, why did I just say that? Disney Dreams Collection Thomas Kincaid. MCG Textiles sold them as kits way back in the day when I started stitching, and I bought one. Little did I know, these were gonna be like so valuable. Oh, by the way, This will be here during the Flosstube, so in the future. But anyways, so that's only 68,000 stitches. So my first Heaven and Earth, which is 75,000 stitches, was already a huge leap for me. And I was like, I can't do it. Here I am going at 135,000. And those aren't even the big ones. I have friends that are on like the million stitch pieces where it's like 999,000. Ridiculous. I'm just so amazed by our community. It's phenomenal. So, should I say the statistics first so you kind of get an idea? Oh, so Letitia's going left to right. She's going from top left to top right. I'm going from top left to bottom left. So I'm going down, she's going sideways, horizontally. So it's exciting because I get to watch the piece progress while she's stitching it in a different section. So it gets me excited because I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to get there. And I feel like it's kind of doing the same thing for her. I don't know, she hasn't confirmed this, but I kind of feel like it's doing the same thing for her. So I am at 16,352 stitches already on this piece. I started June 1st and I stopped working on it June 14th. So out of those 14 days, I stitched on them except for 3 days. So I did not stitch on them for June 3rd, June 12th, and June 13th. I wonder why I didn't stitch on those. That was like a week before I started moving. Maybe that's why. Anyways, I didn't write down the reason why I didn't stitch on them, but yeah. So for 11 days progress, I did 16,000 stitches. 16,352. Are you ready to see it? I think I've already shown it on my last Flosstube, but this is where it's at now. Now, my first, you may be asking, actually, let's show it first. Let's show it before you start asking, right? So this is where I'm at. The last time I posted it on Instagram, I didn't have any of page 2 complete. Page 2 is now complete. Page 2, just for reference, starts like right here and goes down to the bottom of the houses, like right there. Now, those houses are white, okay? So they do have, those are filled in. But isn't that cool? Like, look at this little building down there. I love the buildings. Now you may be asking what all these little fuzzies are. Those are waist knots. That's so cool. Seeing it like in a camera from like a foot back. So those are waist knots, which means that while I'm stitching, instead of dragging it under my Heaven and Earth, which is what I found out from my other one, I pull it off and I just stitch over it. And then I'll just trim it back. That way it doesn't mess with the tension of the stitches in the front because there's just so much floss back here. The first page was really solid color. All of this was really good. Like there were chunks of color is what I'm trying to say. This, it was a nightmare. Like confetti heavy, which means that there was 1 stitch of this, 1 stitch of this, 1 stitch of that, 3 stitches of this one, all the way over there. So I was still enjoying it because I get to see all these different colors. And as you can see, like all of those are parked right here. And then all of those are parked right there. So there's a ton of colors in this piece. I think it's still 87, but the way that it's charted, it's so vibrant that like it has to have confetti everywhere. But I'm right here. So I'm excited to pull down a little bit so I can get some blocks of water done, you know? And then of course we have the flowers and all that stuff right down here. That'll be nice blocks of color. But I'm really enjoying it. Like I know I just complained about it, but I'm really enjoying this piece. So the reason I stopped working on this one, because you may be saying, well, you got 16,000 done in 11 days. Why'd you stop? You should have just kept going while you wanted to work on it. Well, because at the time, I only had 25,000 stitches left of my other Heaven and Earth design. And so I had the reality check. Oh, I could have been like 9,000 stitches left on the other one. And then I felt guilty because I was like, you can obviously stitch this fast for this project. Why can't you do it on the other one? So I guilted myself. And so I picked up my other Heaven and Earth design, which I'm about to show. I'm getting this other piece folded up. So I really am terrible with my Heaven and Earth. I just fold them because, look, I still have at least another year to stitch on this, in terms of it's going to be folded, touched, everything before I frame it. And I'm not doing it professional. I'll do it myself just to make sure it's done well. I know that's so shady, but like I learned a lot while I worked at Michael's about framing. So I feel very confident in lacing this up and putting it in the proper frame forever, right? I know the materials to use. I know where to get them for cheaper than normal. And like, it's just, it'll be nice to do this myself and know that I'm not trusting like a random stranger for 3 weeks to like take care of it. Cause that just kind of scares me. So yeah, it's just folded up and it just gets tucked in. Like, I know it's not fancy. I know most people roll so you don't get creases, but honey, by the time my Q-snap has been on this piece for every other stitch, like, I'll iron it. Like, it's gonna be fine. I don't know. I'm a little rougher, I guess, with my pieces, but it's not even really rough. It's just like, because I care for them. It's just, I don't waste any time. My next whip, oh my God, we're at 41 minutes. Oh, let's have a little conversation really quick. Okay, so Kaylee Cross Stitch, who is here on Flosstube, she's also on Instagram. I cannot remember her Instagram handle right now, but I have a sinking feeling that it's Kaylee Cross Stitch with some underscores in there. I'll link it below. She said in Flosstube number 14 or 17, I'm sorry. Well, first off, we met on Zoom like a couple of days before she filmed her Flosstube. And I met a ton of other wonderful people. I can go through and name them all right now, but I think we're actually gonna meet in a couple of days too, so I'm excited to, like, you know, here's a cute little screenshot, but I don't know if I can like show that here. I don't know if they're comfortable with that. Should I just do it? No. Okay, anyways. So many good, amazing people. I mean, they're all amazing people. They were all there. But then people started to trickle off, and then Kaylee and a couple of other people had like a conversation about like not being able to keep up with Flosstube. And I have felt this like hardcore over the past like 6 months because of everything like stressful going on in my life and so busy that I almost feel guilty for not being able to like keep up with every person I subscribe to or even not subscribe to, and like watch all of their videos and comment on things and like their post and reply to the comment or comment on, you know what I mean? Like, it's an overload, and it's such a wonderful overload because you want more friends. You want to meet all these people. You want to have genuine connections, but also like, I don't get on my phone very much throughout the day. Like, I'll get on for like 30 minutes and like mass spam everything, and then I get off for like 5 hours. Like, I don't hardly, I mean, I get on Snapchat, but like, my mom will be like, hey, she'll like text me. She'll be like, hey, keep our snap streak. Like, I'm not on my phone the way I was on my phone as a teenager. Does that make sense? Like, I'd rather put on a podcast, drop the phone, and stitch. Like, I don't need to sit here and play games and talk to a million people at the same time, because that's what I did for so long, and there was nothing enjoyable about that. I enjoy stitching. So, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that, I know I went on a side tangent. I just think it's interesting that she brought that up, because sometimes I do feel a little guilty, or like when someone reaches out to me and they're like, hey, I've watched your channel for so long, and then they're like, I've been filming videos too, and they've been here longer than me, and I didn't know about them, or I didn't watch all of their videos or something, and then I feel bad. Like, I'm like, but I also, which is, oh, you hear my tummy? Which is something that she brought up. You have to manage like personal life and like Flosstube. Does that make sense? Like, if this is all I did every single day, like, would I have like in real life friends? I mean, they're all in real life friends, but Like, am I gonna go out to the restaurant with everybody? Oh, I'm sorry, I have Flosstube to watch. Like, but that's also kind of the idea with like any streaming service, right? Like, you just Netflix instead of going out, which typically I do. So I think this hits a little home for me, you know. I think I'm a little personally triggered by my own actions, but oh, I'm getting embarrassed. But yeah, I just thought it was good. It was a good conversation. I recommend you go check out Kaylee. First off, she's already an amazing person. She's moving to Boston. She's like across the continent, and she's a music teacher. Love that. She sings beautifully. Like, she sings little songs just like Darcy does. I love Darcy. He mentioned, I also have a little side note from him. Now, this is my new era, so I won't say anything about this, but I'll just say what he said about gridded fabric and talking about heaven and earth designs, because kind of going back to my conversation, this was on Flosstube 15 for him. He was talking about how he doesn't use the gridded fabric just because he doesn't find it intimidating, right? Like, he's just like, oh, okay, like, I'll just stitch, and he does his really methodically, like, he'll do block by block. So someone had asked, like, why don't you, or would you recommend gridded fabric or something? This was a couple of weeks ago. Would you recommend gridded fabric? And he was like, yeah, if you're intimidated by a big thing. I think I watched that clip 4 or 5 times. Because he said it and like, there was no reaction. I don't know if he even realized he said it. And him and I bonded in the beginning of our friendship over having 12-year-old humor. So I was like, yes, you know what I mean? And he's just like, just continuing on with this conversation. And I was just like, I have to mention this now. I love it. Oh, mentioning of Darcy too, his wife, Melissa. Why did I say it like Darcy? That kind of scared me. Did you hear it with like the pacing of the voice? He said, Melissa's cross-stitching. Isn't that phenomenal? So I don't think she has like a dedicated cross-stitch Instagram. I'll message her and find out. But one of the nights I would like, her and I were just giving Darcy such a hard time, and I literally called my mom and I was like, Mom, you know Darcy? Yeah, his wife, Melissa. I was like telling her about everything because it was so funny to me. And I was like, you need to get the kids involved in this. I just thought it was good. It was so good. Anyways, a 10-minute conversation later, let's get on to the next work in progress. The next whip is my other heaven and earth design. I should have this finished by the end of summer. So I would like this done by the end of July, which kind of sounds crazy, but I have completed, okay, so the piece has 75,825 stitches work. I have completed 54,870 stitches. I've only done 4,870 stitches since the hidden Harbour. Aw. I just had like a realization. So I am at 72.36 complete done. Now, before I actually show the work, I need to explain the pages. So here, like you see like a page, right? But down here, there's like a sliver of pages. And so I've already gotten those done. So technically I have 6 3/4 pages done. So 6 3/4 pages done because the 3 splices down here, okay? Now, this piece has like a weird other splice on the edge right there where it's only like 25 stitches. I'm just including that in these pages, in these vertical pages. Does that make sense? So technically, I only have 2 more pages of this piece left. They are wider pages, but only by like 25, 30 stitches. So it's not really that much wider, and it's So let me show you the actual piece. So it's all like the same colors. It's not like I'm moving up an object or anything. So it's not gonna be hard to work on this little strip right here and include it in that page. So technically I only have 2 pages left the way I'm doing my math. Now, let me show you the piece. I'm doing this one on 28 count, nope, 25 count Lugana, and I'm not doing it on pre-gridded, and I'm also doing it 2 strands over 1 strand 10 stitch. Sorry about all the parking. It's a little bit messy right now. I broke a Q-snap the other day on a Lowry, and I got new ones from Fire Puppies. It's a part of haul, so I had to take it out of the Q-snap anyways. Let's see if I can even get in frame with this. Oh my goodness. It's so large. There's a crease there because of my Q-snap. You can see it. It's like in the house. It's not a page. I can't even like get in with this anymore. So yeah, I can trim all of this fabric now. I just haven't gotten around to it. So that is the side page right here where my chin's at, next to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So these are the hardest times to work on pages because it's a lot of counting. Because with the confetti, at least you can build off of. So if you see like 2 pink stitches on Pattern Keeper, you know to just go to those 2 pink stitches with your needle. Right now, none of that was laid, so I had to get all of that done. Isn't that cool? That's all gonna be the tree right there. So yeah, this is the edge. Those strands right here are waist knots, so those are gonna be stitched over. They've actually, most of them already have. And then I have another couple of spots where I do smaller waist knot areas where I can't make my needle reach over there, or I don't think it's gonna be stitched over anytime soon. So I kind of just like free hand and free flow. But isn't this part just stunnalina? Look, y'all haven't even seen, so I know for sure last time, page 6 was not done. Because this is why my stitch count is lower than normal, because all of this is confetti. Now you see like the light, you can see the fabric through. It'll help when I have it framed. However, this is because it's on 25. So on 28, there's nothing like that on my Hidden Harbor. I would never redo this piece. I think it's perfect the way it is. It's just, I didn't want to make that same type of decision on my next Heaven and Earth. So this is where I'm at. Sorry, I'm doing a video thing, a screen grab. Been 3 weeks and I can't even remember what a screen grab is called. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that one. Isn't that crazy? So I only have, actually I perfectly have, well not perfectly, I'm about 50 stitches over, but I literally only have 21,000 stitches left. Work. Sorry, I get excited because that means I can try and get this done within the next month. And I'm going on vacation, and you bet my bottom dollar I am taking this. Now, we're driving up there, which I won't be able to stitch a Heaven and Earth driving. Like riding in a car, anything. Like that would just be a nightmare. I'll pick something else up and take it with me on the actual physical trip there. But when I'm there, I'm bringing my Lowry, I'm bringing Pattern Keeper, I'm bringing my set up, mama. I'm making it. I said I get the left side of the couch because that's where I stitch. Like this is my stitchy corner right here. I was like, I get the left side of the couch. Deuces. I mean, it's a house, so like I can fit, like there's like a game room and stuff. So I can like fit, I can accustom my like stitchy corner. But I told mama, I said, this is gonna be a relaxing vacation for me, which includes about at least 6 hours of stitching every day. Like I'm not even kidding. It's 30 hours of stitching in 5 days. I'm okay with that. That actually makes me really happy. I wonder how that sounded on camera. Probably did not sound cool. Okay. I don't even know if I touched these whips. I just grabbed the bags because I can't remember. Um, this is in my bag that Robert made me. Robert's Piles of Stitches. Nope, didn't touch either one of those whips. We'll just put those back away. We won't talk about that. I've really been heavy on my Heaven and Earth designs because I like crave them. It's so methodical. Haven't worked on Pandemic either. Remember Pandemic? Yeah, remember her. Remember I was so excited to get it done. Slip it back into the project. Really, it's just because the fabric is so bulky. I need a bigger Q-snap. Like I need a 17-inch one so I can put it with an 11 because the fabric is just too much. And it's too heavy for my Lowry and it's too heavy for me. So it's just the way that the fabric's in there. It's just uncomfortable to stitch. As a comfortable stitch. Does that make sense? Like it's only 2 colors, but I'm just saying like it's uncomfortable to stitch it. I had to go like out of my way. I had all of these, I had all of those highlighted, and when I like exited it, I didn't see them. Darn. Oopsie daisy. Okay, so those I guess are my only whips. Okay. I'm gonna try and go through this very, very quickly because I want to make sure that I give people credit for what they have given me because I love stitchy kindness. It is absolutely so kind. But I also don't want to take up any more of your time. It's already been 56 minutes. And actually 20 of it was just chit-chatting. So you've heard me talk enough. Yeah. So I don't remember if I showed this or not, but Bren and Karen from Linen and Threads, or as their real, that's their store name, which was clarified in their Flosstube that they have now, under Fox and Rabbit Designs, I think is their Flosstube name. But their actual like designing name is Fox and Rabbit Designs. I probably still messed that up. They're just great people. They sent me like a little package full of goodies. I'm pretty sure that's when I showed ballet slippers and the other fabric. I can't remember the name of it right now. And I will be doing stuff with them. I already have some things to turn in. So, as well as the beautiful variegated cottage garden threads that they gave me as well. But since this will be on my stitchy wall right behind me, I wanted to show it. It is a picture frame that they sent me, and it says, "Life is good with a cat." And by the time next Flosstube will be up, it'll be somewhere over here. And I can't wait for it to be put up because, first off, it's super cute. And life is better with a cat, especially Erickson. And I want him on my like stitchy wall. Like that'll be the only thing that's not stitchy, literally I made. But it has a gentle reminder that I have a couple of amazing stitchy friends over in the AU, over in Australia. So is it AUS? The AU? AUS. Just say Australia. What did that one person say? So I watched Drag Race Down Under, trash. But I watched Drag Race Down Under and they were like saying the Australian Asian? Australia Asian? What was it? I'm not doing it right. Australasian drag? I think that's what they were saying. Australasian drag. Does that include New Zealand? Because I don't know the beef between New Zealand and... Apparently there was even beef between New Zealand and Australia in this TV show. I don't even know. But maybe I need to educate myself a little bit. Is there some tea? Is there some tea you need to spill, Karen and Bren, on your Flosstube? Is that I'm not New Zealander. Girl, I don't know. You're both an island, so bond over that or something. I don't know. I'm just being a bitch. I'm sorry. Oops. It came out. You can't help it. I ain't cutting the video now. I don't remember if I showed this, but Abby Bella Stitch sent me a beautiful card, as well as treasure braid, petite treasure braid. I was trying to make sure I was saying it right. But look at that. You can actually see that really well there. This is my first ever petite treasure braid. I've never had any. So I was like, yay, you know? Oh, how did I lock my watch? It's been on my wrist the whole time. More stitchy kindness. I still have more stitchy kindness. Evertote who is Off the Grid Needle Arts, Caroline, here on Flosstube. She has collaborated with Leo and Roxy to sell them their flosses, their hand-dyed flosses. And of course, this is Pride Month. You may say, well, why didn't you say that an hour ago? Or why haven't you titled in your videos Happy Pride or anything like that? Because it's Pride 365 and every 4 years is Pride 366. So, I don't know, I just don't like to... I use it more as a meme. Does that make sense? Like, have you seen like the corporation thing where it's like every year, May 31st, all the corporations rushing to get their like gay pride logos like to the stores, and then June 1st or July 1st, it's like every single store is like back to its normal thing, which is a whole other conversation, but this is not what I'm talking about. These flosses. They sold Leo and Roxy flosses. And so, because Caroline was selling them, I thought they were super cute. And she actually reached out to me and was like, hey, can I give you some of these? And I was like, yeah, you can. I would love that. And they're stunnalina. I mean, these are gorgeous. I'm gonna go through floss by floss because I just can't. I just can't not, okay? So first off, we have Winterscape, which is a beautiful light ice blue. That's a really good color right there. A beautiful light blue. Of course, we have Weathered White. Now, you may say, why do you have white? Oh, well, I wonder why. It's almost like Tickled Pink right there, which is a very flesh tone on the camera, but it's pinker in person. You may say, well, why do you have those? Oh, because it's a part of the Pride flag. It's the trans part of our flag, which this flag was updated in 2018, I believe, 2017. It was one of those years, 2016. The flag was updated to include these right here. So the white to the dark brown and black right here. So I love that they included that on the collection as well. Going along with that, they have the charcoal, which has the, that's so pretty. Y'all, these are so pretty. Hickory, which is right here. So we're working from top down now because I'm trying to get these organized at the same time I'm trying to do this. We have Cheeky, which is a very vibrant red. This is very similar to like a 666, but with a purple undertone. You know how 666 has more of an orange, this is DMC, has more of an orange undertone. This has more of a grape, like a purple, and I love it because it blends really well. It looks really nice. We also have Pumpkin, or Pump Up the Jam. I just love saying it. Look how vibrant this one is. It just adds that pop of color that like the purple-ish red needed. See how much vibrant they are together? It's almost like it pulls out an undertone that wasn't there before. Sunflower, I couldn't read for a second, I'm sorry. You're gonna teach kids, great. This is Dark Grassy, which every time I read it, I want to say Degrassi. Because Degrassi, weren't they green too on their logo? I don't remember. I like missed that by like 5 years. I was too old or too young. Planetarium, which is like this blue, but it's almost like a purple blue. See it? See how my eyes are blue and this is like a purplish blue? And then we had Wisteria Plus. And this one's probably my favorite because it has the most variegation in it. At least it's more obvious. I may open up the other ones and it's like, bam! But I haven't seen it like that yet, so. I can't remember. This is something I bought. Dinky Dyes, the hands dyed soap. This is Jaffa. It's like a peachy cream. I just don't remember if I showed that or not. I bought this. They didn't. Oh my god, Dinky Dyes did not send me anything. Dinky Dyes, you want to send me some? Girl, you want to send me some? I cannot remember. For the next like 2 people, I don't want to share their name because I cannot for the life of me remember if they wanted me to share their name or not. But I just want to show it again if I've already shown it as well. I didn't go back and watch Flosstube 20. There was way too much stress behind that Flosstube. So I just wanted to show this little sachet that someone gifted me. It's a drawstring bag type of thing, which is just like super cool. I'll definitely be using this for the socks that I have not finished. My knitting socks, by the way. Isn't that lovely? Still on the needles. I haven't UFO'd them, so that's a good sign. I also have this number bag. So when I teach first grade, I'll teach all the subjects. I'm not in a departmentalized school. Look at that purple. Isn't it just like idyllic? Like it like idyllic? What is the word I'm looking for? It like messes with your eyes for a second. But look at the inside. Ah, that's so pretty. Sorry, headphone users. I didn't mean to. I just got excited. Now, I asked Dawn so I can share this. Dawn sent me 2 phenomenal bags. I think I mentioned them last Flosstube, but they had already been packed away. So Dawn Marie here on Flosstube DMs Crafty Vortex. She makes project bags for herself. She said, I think last time I asked her if she would sell these, that they just the cost of supplies and the amount of work that goes into, like, she doesn't feel comfortable selling it at the price that it would require. And I'm totally here for that. But also I'm like, girl, I think people will still buy them. You know what I mean? Now, she gifts these to me, but I think people would spend a little extra money for like a high quality handcrafted bag. So it has a vinyl front. I've got this beautiful like wormy like book print, bookshelf print, which also correlates onto the back. And if you look closely at some of the books, they have like history and English and music and dictionary, biology. I just think it's super cute. And then look at the little worms with the hat, the graduation hat. So when you open up the bag, you're like, oh, love this. This yellow is beautiful. And then you're like, wait a second. There's another bag within a bag. And the zipper, I mean, let's just do it up close. Look, let's just do it. Because I would never up close on my own zippers, but these are beautiful. There's cat hair on it, I'm sorry. He lays on everything. I can't help it. It's literally in that cabinet right there, and he still lays on it. A handle, because mama, when do you not need a handle? Can you imagine me at StitchCon next year? Walking around like this, I'll be like, girl, what you doing? Popping off. I think that can rest there for a second, you know, make the use out of it. I just love it. It's huge. Like, look how big this bag is compared to me. Isn't that great? I'm not a TikToker. I wish I was. I just don't know how to make a TikTok. Smells like burnt popcorn. Who's cooking popcorn? I kind of want popcorn now. Oh, I think you just got a sneak peek of it. I was trying to look for the opening. Oh, found it. Now, if you remember, Dawn Marie makes these like book portfolios for like cross stitch. So this one, no pun intended, is literally books. It's the same fabric that matches that one. Same thing with my other ones. So when you open it up, there's a button closure right here. When you open it up, bam! Look how beautiful. So right in here, you can put your floss bobbins. You can fit 3. 1, 2, 3. And it continues all the way down. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. You can fit at least 12 bobbins a row. Does that make sense? So a column, I'm sorry, 12 a column. I think she said the first column was messed up because she accidentally mismeasured or something. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can do, oh, well, this isn't really a thread pocket. Okay, here I am like trying to do all this right here on my head, I'm sorry. This isn't really like a bobbin pocket at the bottom. It's more of like, it's like a deeper pocket. So like you can put like bigger things in there. I'm trying to get my finger in there. So you can probably put like your scissors and a highlighter and other things, thread magic. But then you also have a bog right there. And I like to put my project in that thing because, in my other portfolio, because I leave it in the Q-snap and it fits. There is another bag right here Love that. Like another pocket. There's a zipper right here that goes into here and is another pocket, but with a vinyl front. That does not open, I'm being goofy. But it's a zipper closure. And then you just, boom, pop the button, and you got it. Now, what I like about this is for me, I can fit like probably like 3 or 4 smaller projects in one. So with the bobbination part, I can put my bobbins in there and then put like the project behind it and then do like another corner of bobbins and put the project behind it. And I can put like a little sticky note on those if I want to, but like most of the time I can remember, oh, that bobbin box right there, like this one, the top one, I can tell from the color scheme is the Victorian Garden. And then the one beneath it is Hidden Harbour because it's more vibrant, more colors. So with this, when I go on vacation, I'll be taking this one as well as my other one, and all of my projects are gonna fit in 2 small collapsible type of things. Because when this is empty, it can fold up and do all the things. You know what I mean? So phenomenal, phenomenal. She messaged me the other day and she was like, I want to give you another one. And I was like, no. I was like, girl, I was like, these are amazing. And she's like, well, the last one was messed up. That is not messed up. Not at all. Not at all. I will make use out of this until I die. Because it is just phenomenal. Okay, I have one more thing to show, 2 more things to show, and then that'll be the end of my floss tube. Sound like a plan? Sound like a plan. You already know when it's the red packaging, you know who it is, Fire Poppies. I've been watching a lot of ASMR lately, and I do a lot of tapping, sorry. It's like a thing for me right now. Crinkle. Oliver gave me extra Charleston shoes. Thank you. I love them. I got 2. I'm trying to be gentle with the crinkle. I got 2 11 by 11s because, again, I broke my other one with the key snap. Clean frame with mild soap and water only. Y'all clean your frames. Did I just out myself for not cleaning the frame? But these aren't bad. I got the 11 by 11. It's $15, $15.50, and I got 2 of them because I didn't want to break another one and then be in the same pickle. And then I realized through virtual stitchers last week that yes, you can just buy the clamps. And that's the part that I broke. Because look. I don't know if you can see it. There's like a fine line, like right here. And like it hasn't snapped. Because I can still pop it on the Q-snap. It'll work. But I don't want to take the chances. But you get the actual, do yourself a favor. Spend the literal extra like $3 that they are and get the real Q-snaps. I know like one of them has an off-brand or something. Like the big craft stores. But do yourself a favor and get the real ones because the off-brands, the clamps aren't like as like squishy, like as flexible. That's the better word. And also the actual pieces don't unhook easily. Like this is a real Q-snap, okay? And these will unhook easily and you can bend and match and do all of those things. But I remember when I got like some fake ones a while ago, sorry. And the real brand will also have it in the inside right there, Q-snap, see? So when I got the fake ones, I had to like fight. Like mama, you hold that side, I hold this side, let's pull. You know what I mean? It just wasn't worth it, so. And honestly, spend the extra few bucks and like save your stitching because your project's gonna spend a lot of time in your Q-snap. And just, if you plan on getting these, like, spend the extra bucks. Because what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna buy the off-brand, spend $10, and then have to buy the new brand, which is $15. So you actually spent $25. But if you just spent $15 first, in the first way, you see what I'm saying? Now, Pam's Crafty Corner. Y'all all know Pam. She's phenomenal. Love Pam. She was doing a stitch with me the other day in her murder, like, mystery type of series. It's Coffee, Crimes, and Chat, I think. She was stitching, can't remember which house it is, but I fell in love with this Victorian home that she was stitching. Obviously, I have a thing for Victorian homes because the other one is Heaven and Earth, and this is a Victorian home. This is Victorians Across America. It was quite easy to get this. It was only like $10 or something. Yeah, and it was $4.95 back in, I don't know where. 98. Aw, this was a year before I was born. Okay, so I did the Nightingale home. Look how beautiful that is. It's only 127 stitches wide by 102 stitches high. So really the pattern, I'm gonna show it all the way back, is not that big, okay? It's full coverage, but compared to 135,000 stitches, it's nothing, right? But she was stitching it and I got enabled. I went shopping and that's what happened. So I'm gonna read this little description while y'all do this. Built in 1883 for the family of John Nightingale, a former president of the Society of California Pioneers who arrived in San Francisco in 1849. The home is a wonderful mix of East Lake and stick details combined with a mansard, tower, and chalet styling. Those are all fancy words to just say this is really pretty. And I think it's really, really pretty. So yeah, this is Debbie Patrick, Victorians Across America. Counted cross. This is back in the day when everything had to be counted cross-stitch because there was stamped cross-stitch, right? So that was like a huge thing too, stamped cross-stitch. They had to clarify, I think. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I don't know. I don't know anything. But if you go to the Victorian Cross Stitch of the Month Club, you can get 25 to 40% off retail prices. I don't even know if they're still around. Debbie? You around, girl? What's poppin', Debbie Patrick? I'm gonna have to try and find her on Instagram. Okay. That's all, folks. I love being on my couch for Flosstube. This is great. I'm going to go ahead and cease this video. Cease? It's a little intense. Cease and desist. I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to do my little stuff really quick, and then after that, I'm going to stitch for a bit. I'm going to have this upload, hopefully within, I got new Wi-Fi, so I'm hoping that this one's faster with upload speed. Crossing our fingers. Hopefully it'll be up tonight. I'm going to get on Virtual Stitchers this evening. I don't really know when the next time you'll see me. I think in 2 weeks, but maybe on like a Sunday, so like 2 weeks in 1 day. I'll just have to see what days my vacation falls, and we'll work from there. But I'm on Instagram at noah.stitches. I'm on Flosstube at Noah Stitches, obviously. It's so funny. I deactivated those videos and so many people like unsubscribed because I guess they thought the channel was dead or something. So if you'd like to stick around for me, please. I think it was kind of embarrassing that I didn't. I was like, what's happening? Excuse me, I'm vaxxed, I'm sorry. So if you'd like to subscribe and hit the like button and comment below, whatever. I don't really even know. I think going from here on forward, if you really want to get in touch with me, at least as a personal conversation, let's just do it on Instagram and the direct messages. Just makes it easier to have a conversation, as well as not make sure that our business is out everywhere on a comment forum for the rest of the galaxy to see. Does that make sense? Like if you're talking about personal stuff, that's what I'm talking about. Girl, you comment whatever you want to comment. I'm just saying, I'm not about to open up about my life story like in YouTube comments, you know? Such a shady guy. Okay. That root beer is flat, which means it's my cue to go. I'll see you on Instagram, folks. I will Yeah, I have a lot of cross stitch to show on Instagram, like post pictures and post because, or take pictures and post because I haven't in like 3 weeks. So I guess happy Pride. Pride is 365. I hope you'll continue to come back for more. Thank you for spending time with me. I know an hour and 20 minutes is a lot. So hopefully I'll get this video uploaded tonight and you'll have something to stitch to. All right. Bye, everybody.